online class for students who want to go overseas. So if you're thinking of going overseas, this video is for you. I'm here in Japan, so this is advice to going overseas and we'll get out of this noisy area. I just started here with this flag first. If you're thinking of going overseas, I thank you for joining me for this class. We're just going to be talking about some different things. One of the things that you will need to start thinking is where to go. A lot of my students are going to places like Cebu, and Cebu is easy to think about if you want to save money. You don't have a lot of time, you only have 1 week. So a lot of students go to Cebu. It's close to Japan, same timeline mostly, and it's easy to get there. Prices are cheap, so just keep that in mind. They have friends or family in the country, so that's great too. So these are things that help people decide if they're going to go to another country. If you just want to go to any country, that's fine too. And for me, I've lived in a few different countries. I've lived in Germany, Deutschland. I've lived in the UK. I've visited the UK maybe 4 or 5 times. Really love it in the UK. I don't know what it is. It's not Harry Potter for me. It's just I really enjoy British culture. It's interesting for me. So whatever reason you are going overseas, this is good for you. So this video is just to help you understand what to expect and maybe how to prepare before your trips. Other countries I've been to, the USA of course, Los Angeles many times, Canada where I'm from, been to Vancouver, stayed in Vancouver a short period of time, and Victoria. I've been to Montreal. These are places in Canada. If you're not sure where to go, you can always, watching movies is not really helpful. Like if you watch Harry Potter, the UK is not like Harry Potter. It could be your start, but it shouldn't be the reason that you're going to the country. It could be the food, or you met a person from that country. These are things that can help you decide when you're going to a country. As far as when you go there, you're gonna need to apply ahead of time. Every country with Japan has a different visa and sponsorship thing, but Japan has a really good reputation for overseas. So it's really good. It's easy to go to the US. It's easier to go to Canada and Australia and New Zealand. Also, some people like going to cities. So they're city girls, city boy, and they don't want to go to like small towns. Some people like small towns. They want to have a different change of pace. So this is an idea to think about. If you want a change of pace, then you want to do that. And it's really good if you want a change of pace for yourself. And it's really good. So if you want to change a pace, you can kind of like go to a different country, and that's really helpful. And every place is going to be different from Japan, so you want to kind of like think about that. So what can you do to prepare beforehand? And before you go to Japan, you want to try to think about. A lot of students are trying to go there and prepare their English because they're going there. They want to go to the country and again prepare their English. So there's different types of English you can prepare for before you get there. For example, you can start watching the news in that country. So if you're going to the UK, don't watch a lot of Harry Potter. You want to try to get used to British TV shows. So for example, BBC, BBC America has a lot of news that you can start to watch, and that news might be helpful to you TV shows like BBC America, so you can get used to the voice of people when they are overseas. So it's really helpful that way. And if you have any questions, you can ask below. Some topics that came up in some of my classes are why aren't women promoted in Japan? So Japan is a man's culture, and when you go overseas, you're going to see a lot of equality, or at least an attempt at equality, and you'll see a lot more and hear a lot more feminist voices and women's voices. Even men are going to be defending equality and women to have their opinion a lot more overseas. Japanese do it when they're in groups, but it's a general thing sometimes. Well, you will hear people saying their opinions about what they think about Japan and their opinion and stuff like that. So it's just really going to be up to you when you go overseas. But people are wanting to hear your opinion. So a thing that came up in one of my classes recently is, why aren't there more women CEOs? And one of the reasons is it's a man's culture here in Japan. There's a lot of women with a lot of strong voices and opinions. You will not be short of that, but it's structured to promote men. And it's unfortunate, but it's the way it is. So men get promoted faster, men get hired faster, men get more raises. It's a little bit unequal in Japan. So it's good to know that opinion and then bring that to another culture and learn about that. So again, if you were going to go to UK, you want to start watching UK shows so that you can hear the intonations of different people. So in the UK, there's so many different types of English that you want to get used to hearing in your ear. I have other students going to Ireland, so I mentioned Dairy Girls. And Dairy Girls is a great show that you can watch, that you can start to hear what do the Irish people sound like, different types of Irish people, so educated and non-educated. So so it's pretty important to get ready before your trips. Weather, you can check, just dress in layers, and also depends on the season. Going back to earlier, if you're going to the Philippines, it's always hot there. So it's rainy or hot, and they do have a lot of typhoons around August to November, but because of climate change, things are changing quickly. So whatever country you're going to, you want to find out what music do they like. So another idea is trying to find out the music that's popular. What's the top 10 music, and get used to hearing it. Probably there's songs that you already know, but that country's top 10, it's just good to know what's the music. You don't want to go in there, and a big problem people have is culture shock. People have like a big shock when they get there, and and it's the same with foreigners. When we come here, we get a culture shock with Japan. Here, you can get it, and overseas you can prepare for it. So again, watching TV shows, learning the music, what music is popular. Even before you go to the country, you can already start to interact with some people who are from that country, and you can try to meet them. So for example, if you're going to Ireland, you can go to Irish bars. It doesn't give you every situation. A bar is different from meeting students, but there are some cultural events in Japan you can go to prepare a little bit. There's a lot of foreigners here. Of course, at Shibuya and Shinjuku and Ikebukuro, and there's also a lot of language exchanges you can do for, sometimes free. There's a lot of meetups. So if you go to meetups here in Japan, you can prepare. If you're not in Japan, how do you do it? I saw one of the students said, I can get to Nagoya. So I found online there were meetups for Nagoya. So bigger cities, you might have to make trips once a month, but you can do those trips and try to see where you can you can use the opportunity to do a language exchange. So yeah. So again, this is a video for people who are thinking of going overseas, um, and trying to get themselves prepared before. And again, you want to learn the culture a bit through TV shows. You want to get the intonation of people, so you want to watch some TV shows. Like police dramas are really good. If you're going to the UK, if you're going to America, there's a whole bunch of TV shows you can watch and movies. Um, you'll never get it 100%. Even if you watch New York shows, going to New York, you have to go there. But at least you can get a feel for there's different types of accents. For example, in New York, there's Brooklyn accents, there's Queens accents, there's Long Island accents. So there's opportunities you can use before you go on your trip. Watch shows that are connected to those areas. Watch music videos or listen to music from the top 10, so you can get a feel what's popular or what's going to be popular. So that's going to be all for today. I just wanted to chat with you. Hello everyone, Manahar, and yeah, I thank you all for joining me. And if you have any questions for the countries you're going to visit, that'll be useful, and I'll just try to share anything to help you prepare before your trips and what you can do to just make sure you don't have a culture shock when you go there. Okay, see you everyone. Have a great day.